no, later.
This is nice.
Time for some blue to get in there.
Oh, yeah, because I do have a lot of purple and.
Yeah, blue, yes, for them too, right?
But, so coming to ministry, Apostle Dave, he hugged me one day. No, he said to me one day, he said, "Daughter, where have you been?" And I needed that in my life because I felt so alone. I was here, like I said, I lived in Chicago at the time on the South Side, and I felt so alone. And that was the moment where I knew that this was home for me. This is where I needed to be. And I desired to be married, but didn't really know what that looked like, didn't know what godly marriage looked like. And Pastor Felicia and Apostle Dave really took me in.
Yeah, there you go.
Really took me in, and they didn't know that I needed an example to see what marriage looked like, because I grew up in a family where there were women who had children but no men, no family, no husbands, and I didn't know what that looked like. And I always desired it but didn't know what it looked like. And again, they didn't know that's what I needed. Apostle Dave set the stage for me, and I've said this at church before, but he set the stage for me too, as I waited for God to bring my mate, that if it didn't look like how he treated Pastor, he honors Pastor, he serves Pastor, he loves her, he encourages her, he speaks like all these things that I got the opportunity to see beyond the church walls, that I got to see in living color. Basically, they took me in, and a lot of people didn't know that they took me in and allowed me to stay with them. And Pastor mentored me just to be a woman, to be a godly woman, and to walk upright in Christ, and taught me the scriptures. It wasn't some days I didn't want to hear some stuff, but I needed to. And so I credit a lot. I say this all the time, and my mother knows this as well. And my mother gave birth to me, but Pastor Felicia birthed me. And that means that the gifts, the call, the woman that Jimmy fell in love with, I am 100% sure that the woman that I am now, the reason why he fell in love with me is because of the seeds that she's planted in me and the things that she's taught me on what to do, how to pray, how to stand. And so I'm forever eternally grateful for who you've been to me, although it's been challenging. And the one thing that she said to me while I waited on a husband is, are you willing to wait a lifetime?
Say that.
Are you willing to wait a lifetime? Because if you can wait a lifetime, it won't be that long. And anytime I got discouraged, anytime I felt like, Lord, I don't know when it's going to happen, I don't know how it's going to happen, and wanted to give up, she'd always say that to me and always encourage me. And so I'm grateful for you that you didn't even let me stick with what I thought was right. Because I always sought wise counsel with anyone that I dated. I always sought wise counsel. And even when Jimmy asked me for courtship, because he did it the old-fashioned way. He's an old-fashioned man. He loves it. He is a protocol man. He's going to do things the right way. And even if he's not sure, he's going to do what he feels like he knows to be right. And when I went to her and I said, well, Pastor, what do you think? How do you think I should proceed? And she said, she gave me wise counsel. And I know that even when I was expressing fears, not because of him, but because of things I had gone through, she said, oh, this is right. It's going to be okay. And she reminds us both in counseling all the time that I'm a blessed woman. Not that just because he's blessed because of, but she always reminds me I'm a blessed woman because of who she is. So, Mom, that is a credit to what you've done in raising him to be the man that he is. And he constantly reminds me, if I don't do that, my mama would get me. So he tells me, if I don't open this door, my mama would get me. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what you've done. And there's not enough words, not enough money, nothing to say. So I appreciate you. Thank you.